Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make beautiful cupcakes. It's going to be a basic video on how to make the swirls on top of the cupcakes. We'll also try a little variation where we make a rosette. Once you learn how to make a rosette on a cupcake, you can actually go ahead and take that to decorate cakes covered in the rosettes or just the little accents on top. So I've already made my cupcakes. We have our icing already dyed. We have leaf green, teal, and rose. I'm going to show you first how to do the swirl of the cupcake. Then we're going to try the rosette. We're even going to try it with two different colors in the bag, so I'll show you how to do that as well. All right, let's get going. Okay, so as you know, normally we would use this coupler, but being that we're going to just do a big swirl on top of our cupcakes, this tip that we're going to be using, it's the Wilton 2D, is too big. So what we actually do is we just use the bag. So I'm just going to go ahead, pop my tip into my bag. Just kind of mark it where you want to cut it. You want to make sure that you keep it below any of the cuts in the tip. So we'll just cut this off. And now our bag is ready to go. So for this, we're just going to do the swirl. I'm going to try to fill it half with teal and half with white. So I'm going to just take some and I'm going to carefully put it up just one side of my bag. Now you can do this if you were making roses or flowers or anything that you might be doing on your cake or your cupcakes. Just gives it a nice little look. Now I've got some teal in my white, but since I'm mixing them into the bag together, that's really okay. Teal. We're just going to push this down. You want to make it so that you don't have any air bubbles. Here we have a little, you want to kind of get that out because as you're piping, it's going to pop, and if you're doing something delicate, you'll see that. So we have our bag. As you can see, there's a little teal in the white, but it's pretty much good. You can even take the icing color with your toothpick and run it up the sides. You could do as many times as you want, not in the icing. Then fill it with your white icing, and it's going to just give your flower, if you're making a rose, just the little bits of different colors along the edge. It's really pretty. Now when you fill a bag, you don't want to fill it up too much because you want to be able to hold it comfortably and squeeze it. If you're all the way out here, it's going to make your control a little bit more difficult. You also want to make sure that you're holding it where you've twisted it. If you're squeezing here, as you can see, it's going to come out the ends, and only a tiny little bit came out the top. So we're going to squeeze that back down, twist it, and this is ready to go. So I'm going to take my cupcake. I start in the middle, go up the sides, and start going around in a circle. As you can see, it's just a basic little cupcake with your swirl pattern on top. Start in the middle, go around the edge, up to the middle. It's half and half. You could do as many colors in one bag as you want. My sister even bought me a tool where you fill your bags normally with your coupler, like this one here, And it basically will take up to 3 bags, 3 different colors. You attach it into one big coupler with one of these tips on it, and you can have 3 colors in your cupcake, but you have regular bags that if you want to go and pipe later with, you can. So I'll do one more and then I'll change the angle so that you can see from the sides what we're doing. I just kind of keep going up until I like the height. Okay, so we're just going to start squeezing in the middle, coming around, covering the entire top of that cupcake, and then slowly working our way up and back towards the center. And as you're getting less icing in your bag as you're using it, you just want to again squeeze it down to the bottom. I actually heard some air leave my bag, twist it back up, and we're still good to go. Now the lower you get, it will get harder to squeeze, and you'll have to add some more. We're just going to do a couple more. Start in the middle, go around the edge, start covering it back up as you work your way into the middle. Okay, now I've added some more buttercream into my bag. I did 6 with what I had originally filled, so we'll just keep going. We're going to start in the center, go to the edge, around, then start going up over what you've done, working your way back to the center. And there you have it. We have a 2-tone cupcake. Very easy. There you have it. And you can even go ahead and add some sprinkles if you want. They have like that edible glitter spray, whatever you want to do. You make them look really fancy, and they're beautiful. So I just have silver sugar sprinkles. And you just put a little on top. And it just gives it a little something, makes it look a little fancy. Okay, so now we're going to use our pink. We're going to try to make a rosette. Now we are using a Wilton 1M. Again, you can use any type of tip that's like this, where it almost looks like a star. It'll just give you a different petal, I guess, if you're making a rosette, we could call it. The way they fall, these are very stiff. We'll see if these are any stiffer or if these are any looser. Now the difference here is that you're not going to be piling it up and up and up to the top. We're going to start in the middle, move to the side, come around, and as we're nearing where we were, kind of going to let up. You have a rosette. It's just like a little rose on top of your cupcake. There, that's a good one. You just kind of slowly ease up with your hand on how much you're squeezing as you get to the end, and you have a little rose. Start in the center, move to the side, come around, squeezing, squeezing. Now we're letting up, letting up, letting up, and finishing our rosette. Nice and quick, but they look pretty. You could put sprinkles on these. You can basically do whatever you'd like. Sprinkles, the reason I made green is so that we can put some leaves. So I did a couple like that. Now I have my regular, my green, and I do have my coupler on it. So I'm going to put a tip in here. It is a Wilton 352. So I put the tip in. I squeeze it until it just starts to come out of the tip. Now, with our 2 points, when we do this one, we want to make sure that we have the tips on the top and the bottom. So you're just going to squeeze, 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 pull away, and let up. We'll do another one. Squeeze, let up. They look like little leaves near our rosettes. Now for something like this, you might actually want your icing to be a little stiffer so they hold that shape. You can see it's coming off the cupcake in the back, but they're staying there the way that they are. We'll just do, we have 3 more cupcakes that we piped on our rosettes. I'm just kind of putting it where I ended. It didn't come out as neatly. Kind of hides any mistakes. I'll do 2 there, and I feel like I'm going to put 1 underneath over here. Very easy. So we're going to come in here, squeeze, and let out. And just put some leaves on our rosettes. Now we can go ahead and we can use this bag again. I'm going to change my tip. I'm going to put a smaller version of one of these 2 tips that I used for my rosettes and for my cupcakes. We're going to go with, I don't want to use an 18. We're going to go with a 17. Again, it's just a Wilton tip. It's a 17. It does look a little bit like a star. So I'm going to put that on. I'm going to grab a couple of my cupcakes. And we're going to basically do the same motion that we did on these cupcakes, but just smaller. So we start in the middle, go around to the edge, work our way around. And it's just a cupcake full of rosettes. Now, you could do this in a different color and then go back in with your green and make your leaves. But I just wanted to show you that you can make different sizes. You could do all different kinds of rosettes on cupcakes, on cakes. They look really pretty together. So we have our 2 different kinds of flowers. There's all different kinds of sizes with the different tips that you would want to use. See here, I'm just going around a little more, making it a little bigger. So we've actually even done little cupcakes like this in a pot, where you take styrofoam and you put all the cupcakes in and it looks like a big bouquet of flowers or a big pot of different types of flowers. Different tips. You can make it look like almost like they're hydrangeas. So, okay, as you can see, we've done 3 different types of cupcakes, all with 3 very similar tips. It really just depends on how you hold your bag and how you move the piping bag around as you apply the buttercream. You could do the rosette, you can make just your basic cupcake. You could do tiny little rosettes that make up a bunch of flowers on one cupcake. Okay, so that's basically how you can make bakery quality cupcakes using the swirl. You can also make rosettes with the same tips. It really just depends on how you move the bag around as you are applying the buttercream. It's really very easy. It might be difficult at the beginning. The first couple might not come out so good. Mine did not. But I've been doing this for quite some time now, and it does get super easy and it's super fast. And they look pretty impressive, especially if you do the 2 different colors in the one bag. People are like floored by that. They wonder how you did it. But it's, as you saw, really very easy. 10 seconds and one cupcake is done. I think the next video, now that we've done this, is we might do a rosette cake. Using what we learned and practice on the cupcakes, we can go ahead and apply that onto a cake. I'm not sure if we're going to cover the entire cake in rosettes or if we'll have a plain cake and just make like the flower patterns along the top somehow or what exactly, but I think that that's what we're going to do next, so I can show you how to take these techniques and go ahead and apply it to your cake, and they end up looking really impressive and everybody will love it. Again, if you have any questions or any comments, leave them below. I'd be happy to answer them, and any ideas or anything that you want me to try, I'll be happy to do it. All right, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.